Celebration, everyone. Hello. We made it. You like my lights? They don't normally do this. It's a party. It's a party, right? Party, right? Oh, that's good. Well, welcome to the live. Those of you who are here, those of you who are not here, still welcome. You'll see it later, I guess. Yeah, so 1,000 subscribers. Actually, like 11 something now, which is kind of crazy. When it rains, it pours, I guess. So I just wanted to say hi and thank you. And anybody who comes by will chat. You can do a little question answer if you want to do that too. But nothing in particular. I will have a conversation with Jared Longshore coming out on Saturday. We talked about patriarchy and the family and a bunch of other very boring things. Nothing really too exciting. But yeah. So let's get this. We'll put the comments up here. Kiana says, congratulations. Daryl says, congrats. I sent Daryl the link and Jason. Both those guys suggested, hit me up, or boosted me up. Is that what it's called? Lifted me up. I'm going to lift you up. We say that in the church, right? I'll lift you up in prayer. I always picture like people physically like lifting people up. Obviously, that's not what it means. My favorite, though, we didn't really have this in California. We did get this. Tell me if you had this. Tell me some in the comments. All right. That's kind of annoying. Let's go ahead and just do the fade. It's going to change. There we go. Unspoken prayer requests. You guys ever heard that? Unspoken prayer requests. This isn't the church I pastor now. It was the church, small church we went to when we first moved to Louisville like 10 years ago. And we were like, what does that mean? Anyway, fun stuff. I dropped a comment on myself. That's my second channel, Contra Talk with Pastor Richard. If you're interested, that has just all the conversations, the long form conversations and like clips from that. So that's a new channel. It's only got a couple hundred subs. So if you see this, you want to sub over there too, help that channel grow as well. That'd be cool. It's just Contra Talk, at Contra Talk. You can find it there on YouTube. Got my buble. Y'all like sparkling water? I like it. It's good. There's a lot of different ones. There's me talking. Brianne Hill, congratulations. Thank you. I guess the others are on Facebook. I don't know what that means. All right. That was a good show. 3 minutes. No. What others? What are you talking about? Is there another conversation going on? Do I have wrong timing? I feel like I have wrong timing sometimes with my live conversations. You're like, oh, let's do this. And there's like two other people. But that's okay. You can watch this later. Anyway, yeah, these are good. This is the cherry. It almost tastes like cherry Coke. It's crazy. It's like they have just the essence, whatever it is. But it does make you burp a little bit too, though. That's the one trick. But it's a good substitute, like if you like pizza, burgers, popcorn, and you like the sweetness of soda, like a Coke, cherry Coke, something like that. But you're not getting the high fructose corn syrup. I still drink Coke occasionally, but it's not as much. So I thought this was fading. Did it change colors again? Slow. Let's try this. Is it changing? It's not changing. Let's go back to the party mode. This is fun. This is like the slowest uptake. Come on, dude. What are you doing? There we go. Party. All right. Anyway. Brenda. Hey, Brenda. Welcome, Brianne. Welcome, Brenda. Welcome, other people who are here who I don't see in the comments. That's okay. Drop a comment. Tell me who you are. If you haven't already. I didn't know if there was a different streams happening. Oh, I see. Hey, Galen. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, so I get to make a little scratch from YouTube, like $4 a month or something. It's going to be fun. So no, it's really one of those like milestone things that I really wanted to get to. Just as far as I don't know. We have our own personal weights if we're doing, a diet or exercise, or we're wanting to, maybe you're creative and you want to paint something or do this or read this many books or do this many things. So that's kind of a personal goal for me as well. So thankful. I'm very happy that I'm there and not the other one. Restoring Heroes Project. What's up, James? How you doing, bro? He's got a good channel too. Go over to James's channel, Restoring Heroes Project. If you don't know him, great guy, family guy. He does a lot of father, husband stuff. And really from a biblical worldview, of course, and really just trying to get back to a biblical family, a biblical masculinity, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, check out his channel if you haven't already. Really good channel. Let me see. I was going to pull up the channel because I'm actually like past 1,000. It's kind of crazy. It's like all of a sudden you get it and you're like, oh wow, like now there's just like a bunch more. Yeah, it's like 1150. Like 150 in the last day. So pretty crazy. It's it is what it is. It's one of those when it rains it pours, I guess, type of things. I don't really know. But thanks for sticking around, sticking out with me. Probably going to be doing a little bit of different branding. So there's me, there's us. I meant to change my picture, but I didn't. Oh well, that's all right. I will. Anyway, so yeah, it's like 11 something. Where'd you go? There you are. It's just like that's so funny. So I started Monday with like 912, and now I'm like 200 plus on that. But there was a shout out from Jason and a shout out from Daryl as well, and I posted some shorts, and I've been trying a few different things as per a couple different people suggesting, including Jason. They're over at Dear Woke Christian. He has a really good, I don't want to say mastery. All right, no, I'll say mastery. I think he's mastered YouTube or on his way to mastering it, which is a really good thing. As far as knowing and how to do stuff and timing and lives, he's always digging. I like to ask a lot of questions too, but I don't have the time, and I might be kind of lazy sometimes at trying to figure out because it frustrates me. But all that to say, there it is. Yeah, these are some of those shorts there that we posted, and doing them like shorts, kind of a compare and contrast, like a cartoon version and like a real version. So anyway, that's pretty fun. But I want to look at it was really 2 years ago that I set off into YouTube land, as it were. And post to buy me a coffee. I do have it. Yeah, actually I do have it. All right, Caitlin. Well, she's saying she's gonna support, so I guess I will. Thank you so much. Let me find it. So it's 2 years ago, March 31st, that I really posted. I posted the first episode of Contra Thoughts, where I kind of do off the cuff, like what I'm doing right now. But I talk about a particular thing. So I'm responding to a video or responding to an article or something like that. And it's from a biblical worldview. You've seen those. These are the ones that come out on Fridays. And then the Contra Talk is the long form conversations where I talk generally with one guy or gal. I think I've always talked to believers. I'd like to branch out maybe a little bit, but we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, let me find that for you, Caitlin. That'd be great. That'd be really wonderful. Thank you. But let's go to the old video. So this is just like over a year ago. You can see some of these. There's me with before my good camera. I had to use some tricks because I was using my MacBook camera, and it was just bad. So I've learned a lot Learn a lot. I usually do if I've done 2 different two-part videos, and always the second part, that both times gets a lot less views. It's like you learn this, and you're like, "Oh, let's do it 2 parts," and, like, nobody cares the second time. There's other stuff that I think, "Oh, man, I'm really gonna do this. Y'all are really gonna like that." There's my Christmas message from 2021. Got my scarf going. And other stuff people just don't care about at all. You think, "Oh, Biden is a total clown," or "This happened," or "This whatever thing," and people just don't care. And other stuff, you're like, "Oh, yeah. Remember this one? This was, Biden's threat of imminent death. That was the end of 2021. A winter of severe illness and death," I think is what he said. And it didn't happen. And the whole COVID narrative is completely falling apart. Let's see, where's the first so this you can see let's make me a little bigger. This is oh, it's on my yeah, thanks, bro. Biden is a clown. He is a clown. He's just a clown. He doesn't care at all. Um, but see, this is where I was using, and these are all right thumbnails. I don't really like these personally. They were kind of fun, and I was experimenting with stuff. But this is the first. This is the first Contra thoughts. You can go back and watch it. Only 35 views. Look at that. 48, 101. This was the first episode 3. Another one bites the dust. And I almost played the what is it? It's not Kiss. Freddie Mercury, that band. You know the din din din. Another one. That song. And one girl was, she was like, "That's rude." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "All right, here we go." And then it was like months before I got another critical comment. It's kind of funny, but here's this one 23 views. That's like one of my lowest videos ever. Pretty good. And it's like you think CNN lies, big surprise. Like, what a great thumbnail. And like nobody cares. And that's okay. I'm not trying to like complain or anything. But it's so funny. I mean, at this point I had like 20 subscribers. Maybe we can go to the analytics and see if I can find it. But yeah, so this was all right in March. This was March 31st. That's why it says a year. It's really 2 years ago. So you got it. One trick is like your own videos. That's the secret sauce right there. Like your own videos. YouTube allows it. Think it's weird? I don't know. I guess probably a little weird. Here it is, March 31st, 2021. March 31st, 2021. And fun stuff. But it's loud. We'll just watch the first minute of it. I don't think you guys can hear that, can you? I just realized that because I don't have the speakers set up. Queen, that's what it is. I can't hear that. Yeah, hold on. Apologies. See, if this was a live video, I would not a live video. I would fix that in post production. But I don't have an assistant. If somebody wants to work for free, let me know. Just kidding. You don't want to work for free. I wouldn't want to work for free either. Okay, let's try this again. This is the first episode of This is the first episode of Contra Thoughts. The channel originally was Contra Mundum Pro Mundo. It's against the world for the sake of the world. Contra Mundum is not original to me. That's Athanasius Church Father, 3rd century. He famously said, "If the world is against the truth, then I am against the world," in Latin, of course. And so that's Latin. And then I added the pro mundo. So pro meaning, pros and cons, right? And then mundo, of course, is world. So it's against the world, but for the world. Because ultimately, I think we all are, at least if you're really wanting to follow Christ, you're telling people their worldview is wrong. And you're not doing it because you hate them, but because you want to have them have the truth, right? This is, we make a defense for the hope that is in us. We do what Paul and Peter and John and so on did, and of course the second and third generation, all the way Christians up till today. Because Christianity is better because it's God's way, right? God made the cosmos, not materialism, not naturalism. Um, not Muhammad or rather Allah or somebody like that, or Father God, the Mormons say, or anything else. It's Yahweh. It's God of creation who's revealed himself in the Word, and most specifically through the Lord Jesus Christ. And so Christianity is better. And that's one thing, if you can, get something specific from this. Hey, my phone's not off. My mom just said, congratulations on getting 1,000 subscribers. That was providential because I don't think I turned my phone on. That was weird. Anyway, Christianity is better. Biblical faith is better. So anyway, it used to be called Contramundo Pro Mundo. Then I changed it to Richard Contramundum, but people still had a trouble with that. And I really resisted that for a long time. Now the channel is just Richard T. Henry, which is my name. And I've kind of gone back and forth with a lot of that. There's pros and cons to both. I know some people have gone from a ministry name to their own name, and then, or from their own name to a ministry name. It's just me. And there's people with millions of followers, Christian and not, that have their name. And so I figured, it's fine. There's probably no right way or wrong way. So this is the first episode, March 31st, 2021. We'll just watch a minute or two of it. Uh, all right. It's kind of weird to watch yourself. So anyway, that's that. Sorry you couldn't hear it to begin with. But so go check it out on the channel. It's in March 31st. Yeah, it wasn't until middle of 2021 that I went past 20. I still remember in June 2021 I had 22 subscribers. And then I lost one, and it was like, come on, what? And I remember finding, if you guys know, I kind of followed him for a little while. I disagree with him, I think, probably more than other people, but Dean Lentini, he's a Canadian guy, kind of burly guy with big beard. He's got a real good set and all that. And anyway, still no sound. Well, that's dumb. That's weird. Sorry. Good thing we didn't watch it too long. Go back. I'll just drop it in the description. Live videos are weird. I'm not sure why. Apologies on that. Let me go ahead and just drop this in the description. You guys can check it out. I don't know. That's strange. All right. I put it in the comments there. That's the link. You can find it there. Can't lip read. Sorry, Caitlin. Can you guys hear me now? Is it okay? Everybody good? Sort of, maybe. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Live videos, TikTok dad. That's right, Edwin. That's right. Do the little flossing. If you get on TikTok, they're gonna ban you. America is gonna ban TikTok, supposedly. It's about time. It's about time. Pay me in cigars. I don't work for you. It's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I got your Marco Polo. Anyway. All right. So I lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was saying. Other than, oh yeah, I was following Vin Lentini. And so this is like middle of 2021, like June. And I had like 21, 22 subs, and he had like 80. And I was like, man, 80 subs. Like, how did he get 80 subs? Like, oh, I want to get to 100 because they still had some issues with, or some restrictions where you couldn't name your channel. That sounds good. All right. Thanks, Kayla. You couldn't name your channel until you had 100 subscribers. And then you couldn't get the community tab until you had 500. And then you couldn't get monetized until you had 1,000. They've kept the monetization, but they've dropped the other two. And of course, I passed those both things. I'm like, yes. And then like shortly after they removed it. So we'll see like next month if they just monetize all YouTube channels. That would kind of maybe ruffle my feathers, but probably, hopefully not. I doubt it will. Anyway, it's amazing the perspective that you have when you're looking at one thing or another, when you're kind of looking at, like you're in college or as a kid. I still remember my first job. I was 14. Yeah. Summer, that summer I turned 15. And so I was just doing yard work and I put in, hey, I'm going to do yard work. Not a big deal. And it was like in the newspaper. And so people would call me and I would show up. And one of the first guys, he had a big house. I don't know how much acreage, but it was a nice house, probably 50s, late 50s, early 60s guy. And his daughter was getting married, blah, blah, blah. And so they were going to have the wedding there. And I remember him saying, well, how much am I going to pay you? I'm like, I don't, $2-3 an hour. It's fine. I'm 14. I mean, you work for 6 hours and $3 an hour. That's $18. I mean, my allowance for the week was like $5. And so, well, if I make $18 in one day, that's significantly more than the $5 for the entire week. Like, right? That's amazing. And so it's funny you get these perspectives, and now you think, I'm not going to work for less than $20 or less than $30 or less than $50, whatever. Anyway, it's just perspective. That's all it really is. And ultimately, with celebrating 1,000 subscribers, hopefully I'll celebrate 10,000 or 100,000, right? And I know many of my fellow YouTubers have grown exponentially in the last several months. Definitely in the last year or two. I mean, April and Jason and Edwin and Developing Dad. That's Edwin there on the Developing Dad. He's got a great channel too, dealing with family and the manosphere from a Black perspective, African-American perspective, and wanting to. He also deals with classical education. They do classical education there. That's his heart as well. So great channel. Yeah, you've taken some breaks, right, Mike? Just picking back up this past month. Yeah, I know you've been a little quiet. That really, I want to say, and I don't want to make excuses. Last August, so my birthday's in August. Last August, I took a break. I didn't do any videos at all. I did 2 videos that I posted, like at the first and then the middle of the month, just as like a quick, like, hey, it's I'm taking a break, a little Sabbath, and I really think that greatly the algorithm punished me a lot because like my growth was kind of like, and it was just and just breaks. So if you're a YouTuber, I wouldn't recommend taking weeks off if you can help it. I don't know. Maybe Mike, you have anything, Developing Dad, you want to add to that? That'd be good. But yeah, it's crazy. You quit for a year? No way, dude. I was going to say, I hadn't seen you around. I mean, the algorithm gets weird because it'll suggest certain things and certain people. Even if you subscribe, it's still like, where is this person? So I went from 200 to 2,000 in 2 months and just dropped it. Dude. Yeah, I remember we had that conversation. Was it me and Jason and you and Will Perry? You can pray for Will Perry. He's gone through a lot of stuff personally. with his wife and family and things like that. That was the bottom line dad. He wasn't working, then he was, and so you can pray for him and just that he'll be faithful, walk with the Lord. I won't share too much because it's personal, but yeah, sin's real. It really is. It really is. So, anyway, this is just a celebration, just to say hi. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to drop them here or later. Um, I'm probably going to do some polls. I've had a lot of good exposure to my debate I did. It was a 3+ hour debate. I just monitored it, hosted it between a Roman Catholic and a Protestant. And both guys used to be the other. And so they're both friends of the channel, Mario and Gregory. And that's gotten a lot of traction. We talked about different views of Protestantism and Roman Catholicism. And it was good. There's a lot of, it was probably like 2/3 Roman Catholic comments and people in there. And I don't know how many people have subbed, or that's not really what it's about ultimately. I mean, it's really trying to be faithful with the message. And yeah, pushing the truth, right? And getting the gospel out there. And because, I mean, the world is dark. It's so dark. I'm going to put a couple comments in the community tab here in probably the next couple days of different debates, what you guys would like to see. So answer those if you see them, please, as far as different doctrinal things and things, so on. Because I think it's really helpful, especially if it's a good debate, like an actual debate, not like the Together for the Gospel debate that just kind of isn't really a debate. It's just kind of there. Yeah. So follow Roberto Blake and Think Media. Yeah, I don't know Blake. I do know Think Media. Yeah, Think Media. Sean Cannell. He's got great stuff. They know what they're doing for sure. Really, really good. So anyway, there's Wendell. Yeah, Wendell was on the channel. We talked about Asbury. He was there. He's a pastor in Kentucky as well. He's also got a YouTube channel, 1 in 10 Ministries, doing different stuff, using shorts, and again, trying to use the platform, make much of Christ, challenge people, call people to the Lord, call people to repentance and faithfulness in community, in relationships. That's one thing I'm really, really thankful for with this is the amount of friends that I've made and talked off the cliff a couple times by a couple friends. And it's just like, man, this sucks. I hate this. I hate YouTube. I hate it. Because it's like I'm very much a see it and do it kind of guy, in the sense of, okay, if I can wrap my mind around it, if I can touch it and build it and tactily see these things, then great. Or if I've done it in the past and it's a little more heady, but I've done it in the past, I can do it again. But like YouTube, you can't, you publish it this time and you do these cool thumbnails and you talk about this thing, and now you're just spinning, and then you're like, okay, you sit back and you're like, 20 views, 100 views, like what happened? Why, I didn't get any subs from that. Like, that's the most controversial topic right now, blah, blah, blah. And, who knows if anybody even saw it really, right? Or they watched 3 seconds of it and they clicked away. It's so hard to know. And you can't really know what you're going against. I mean, I forget the numbers, but I want to say it's like, what is 100 videos every second or something? Something crazy, like something mind-boggling that YouTube gets uploaded to. And we think like, oh my goodness. I mean, even if I look at my wife's feed and my feed, they're radically different. Not just because my phone's on dark mode, but she's got organizing stuff and mom stuff and this thing and that thing. We got 4 kids, for those who don't know. Oldest is 12, youngest is 5. And she's got decluttering things and cleaning whatever and gardening, and a few other random stuff. And I've got other stuff, right? And some of them are suggestions, but some of the suggestions still make absolutely no sense. Like, why is that even in there? I don't even know. So, yeah. Chicano Knox. What's up, brother? Bible Theory Podcast, also a great podcast. He's grown his channel as well. We're going to be talking hopefully next week or 2 weeks from now. Well, I don't know when the conversation will drop. We're going to talk next week. That's the plan anyway. I've got a backlog of conversations that I need to post. So I'm thinking about reviewing Jen Wilkin homeschool debate. Yeah, I looked at that. I did a 2-part series on that. AD Robles, you guys probably know him, at least some of you do. He's done like a multi-part. And it's funny, like the less, the more he does it, the less people watch it. It's like people kind of see like subconsciously, like, I know what that is. And they don't click it, or they don't eat it, or they don't go there, or they don't do it. It's weird. Our human nature is so funny. But I've had that a couple times where I've done a 1-part, 2-part. And always the second part, well, always, both times the second part is not nearly as viewed. It's kind of weird. And I did that with I think it's still worthy, especially since you've got skin in the game too. And yeah. Hey, Eric Smith, what's up, brother? Can't stay and watch, but just wanted to say congratulations. Thank you. And thank you. And not just for me. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, I make videos and a lot of us do, but unless people subscribe, and drop comments and engage and share and stuff, it's just kind of, you're just talking to an empty room. And in one sense, I am right now. Of course, you're connected to the World Wide Web, or we're connected. But yeah, Eric's got a channel as well. There's a lot of content creators in here tonight, and that again is something that I'm so thankful for. I really hope to at some point do a conference, like a meet and greet type of conference with teaching and fellowship and stuff like that. I think that'd be really, really great. I don't know exactly where to do that or what or how, but yeah, fun times. So I don't know, more on that. I'm here in Kentucky. I'm gonna text my parents right now because they texted me about the celebration, 1,000 sub celebration. Anyway, so look out for that. I might be reaching out to you. I've done at least 1 or 2 community tabs about that and saying, hey, what's the closest place you would go to a conference? You guys want to come in? I was inviting my children and or my wife. So hi, come into my 10 square foot office in the attic.
Happy 1,000 subscribers!
That's good. Let's change the microphone. There we go. Hi.
Disco the lights.
Yeah. You see this? Watch it does this. We were doing a party.
Oh, I was gonna say, of course.
That's pretty good. Say hi, everybody.
Hello there. Hello.
Hello. The camera's up there.
Yeah.
Even though you can look at yourself, but you have to like trick it.
Like that. Hello
there. There's that. Yeah. If I stand up, I actually hit my head on the lights.
It's Fred.
Are you gonna block the light and the camera? Am I? That's good. Yeah, there's your hand. Thank you, sweetheart. The oldest hand. She's almost 13, so.
That's the amount of participation she was.
I'm going, she says. Here's Caroline. This is our cat. She identifies as a cat. Just kidding. Don't worry.
When there's a spider near your wingtip, you just touch the spider web.
Ooh, yeah.
It's fun stuff.
We're gonna eat our food. Or they're gonna.
Do you water that plant? No, I don't water that plant. This is a fake. This is a fake plant. Whoa, yeah! Don't knock over the camera.
Put it upside down. Name it Fred.
Fred the plant. It looks really good though.
Christopher.
It was like $4 at Walmart.
Fred. Name it Fred.
We're gonna be discussing the plant in another time. Maybe we'll do a video on that. I don't know.
Okay, put this down.
All right.
Let's go.
Did you guys eat dinner? Not yet.
Did someone ask you to water the plant?
No, I just asked that. Nobody's ever asked about the plant, actually. I had one time somebody tell me about that I was in. You like the disco lights, Jason? Yeah. My real family. I know, it's true. Jenny's in the comments sometimes if you see her. Not so much lately. She's got other people to watch.
Nails.
People with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, not just one.
Yeah. Just make this.
She already hears from me too much anyway.
What's this?
On Sunday and other times.
Yeah, you should.
That's for my greens. That's my green screen. Eventually, I've got some green screen ideas for doing some shorts.
All right, girls, let's go eat our food.
Anyway, there it is.
You can put something there now.
I could.
How do you set it up? You just put it on the wall.
You have to tape it up. Now you're just exposing me. But this is real. This isn't green screen. It's really wood, and these are really books.
Yeah.
Oh, you're real fancy. You like that? I need to get you that link for Buy Me a Coffee. Let me get that for y'all. buymeacoffee.com. Anybody have any questions or anything like that? Let me know. All right, Bug. Bye, y'all. Thank you. Did you guys eat dinner? You said? Not yet.
We're doing that right now.
Oh, okay. All right. That was fun. That was lots and lots of fun. Yeah. That's just a video on YouTube. That's nothing fancy. I know some of y'all have, what is it called? The Stream Deck? Something like that. Let's see here. I'm going to log into my, here we go. All right. So buy me a coffee. There it is. So it's just buy me a coffee / Richard T. Henry. I've tried to consolidate everything. That's actually my website as well, Caitlin. So if you want, or anybody else wants to support me, buy me a bag of groceries, something like that. I do need to get a few things, or I'd like to get a few things, I should say, for the set studio. It's decent for now. Camera's good and everything else. It'd be nice to have a second camera. It'd be nice to have a stream deck. I don't know. Jason has one. I know some of you guys have one. Chris K-Dub, Chris Williams has one. I think April has one too. You can kind of connect different things. So if you want to grow your channel, you could join the Black Culture Reaction game. You get lots of negative comments and reactions that way. I mean, that's one way to do it, I guess. You'll have to fill me in on that, Mike. Hopefully we'll link up. I'm going to be down in New Orleans. Are the colors changing? I'm going to be down in New Orleans in June for, well, that's true. Well, the money, you can transition, you can convert the money basically from the buy me a coffee into actual money, put it in your bank account. Anyway, there's another way to do different stuff I won't be talking about right now, but yeah, I'll be down in New Orleans in the beginning of June for the Southern Baptist Convention annual meeting. So that should be a lot of fun. Mike is down there in Narlands. Do you guys really say Narlands? Or is like only some people say that, or only certain people say that? Tell me, Mike, because I don't know. I don't want to look weird if I say it wrong. I used to say Louisville. Here in Louisville, in Kentucky, biggest city. People say different stuff. They'll say Louisville. They'll say Louisville. They say Lovell. They'll say Louisville. Louisville. No, we do not say that. That's funny. It's like Florida. I've heard people say like Florida. So I don't know if it's maybe like New Yorkers and people like on the East Coast saying it weird. Maybe it is. And they go down to visit. I bet that's what it is. It's like that with California though. So like if you're not from California, you'll call California Cali. I've noticed it. So like 9 out of 10 times people will say it. If they say Cali, or they like maybe live there for a short time or something, but they're not native. Like no one from California calls California Cali. Some people will call Southern California SoCal or NorCal sometimes, but that's also fairly rare. It's weird, like the regional stuff, how people do what they do. But Louisville's different because it's named after King Louis, like the French king from 250 years ago. And yet people there call it Louisville or Louisville. Like it's really bizarre. I don't know. I call it Louisville because it's named after King Louis and not King Louis. But that's just me. Anyway, I think we'll get here in a minute. Yeah, again, just wanted to say hi and thank you for all the subscriptioners and the comments and a lot of the edifying encouragement. And just it's cool to see the kind of crossover and learning about different people. And it's really a lot of fun. And I've connected with quite a few of you, either through Marco Polo or calls, texts, and emails, and just it's really, really great. It really is. And like I said, hopefully I'd like to get maybe do like a 2 or 3 day like type conference. Maybe not a conference, Shepherd's Conference or G3 or I don't know, something like that. Although maybe. But I'd really like it to be both YouTubers, where we do maybe Q&A and breakout and some teaching and stuff, maybe do some live shows, but also actually have us meet people. So, in fact, if you think about it, what would be the best place? It seems like a lot of people, and it's funny, I didn't really ever think about this living in California, but I've seen some videos and other things and read some stuff on it that, like, what is it, 2/3 or 3/4 of the population live, I think it's like 3/4, like 70% of the population in America lives like east of the Mississippi. And it's kind of like, what? But it's so true. Because like California is really the only populous state. Yeah, like Oregon a little bit, Washington somewhat. But Idaho's not really. Utah a little bit. Colorado only in Denver. But of course, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, like those are all just like sparse plains. Nebraska, I mean, all those, they all have big towns, big cities, but they're very, very small overall. Um, and yeah, it's pretty funny. So Atlanta says a great place to meet up. Well, yeah, you live there. I'm saying like we got to be like in a central place. Atlanta, though, I've been to Atlanta more than once, and the streets and the traffic and the people are horrendous. It's not any better, right? It's worse. It's been a couple years since I've been in Atlanta, like downtown. Several years. I've been to northern Georgia before. I think it'd be cool to like a retreat center or something like that. You know, like something in Tennessee or northern Georgia or even Kentucky or something like that would be cool. Like we could stay there. You know, like it costs a little bit of money, but I wouldn't want it to be too crazy. I'm just thinking out loud. Chicano Knox says Denver is a great middle location. Well, yeah, for you who's in Denver. I mean, no, there are some people in California, and Grandma Joe's in Oregon. She's got a channel out here too. Although I haven't seen her on these YouTube streets lately. I don't know what's going on with her. Atlanta is the worst place on earth. All right, says the guy from New Orleans. Oh, Texas. Hey, Kong. I don't know. I don't think I know who you are. Welcome, Kong. Yeah, Texas is good. I mean, there's the Babylon Bee just did something, right? They were in Texas. They did a live show, meet and greet type thing. Obviously, that's a much bigger thing than any of us, but something like that would be cool. Chattanooga, yeah, Chattanooga could be really nice. Caitlin says also Texas, so 2 votes for Texas. I'm old and can't drive far. I love the transparency. I saw that fully knowing that California exists. Oh yeah. Born and raised, and everyone called it Cali. That's funny. Yeah, I never in California. Like Californians would call it Cali. I don't know. I'm gonna have to agree to disagree, Brian. I never had it. Both Northern and Southern California. I went to high school, college. I was in the movie scene, if you want to call it that. I never did anything, so don't worry. I mean, there's low budget stuff, but nothing you would know. And nobody ever now. A lot of those people were from out of state, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Born in San Pablo. I think Cali is regional. It could be. I mean, maybe it's more like surfer based. I mean, I definitely was never in the surfer sphere. I did snowboard. I do like snowboarding. I still like snowboarding. It's been good. Oh yeah, Kansas City's in the middle of the nation. That's not a bad idea. I do know a Midwestern Seminary, Southern Baptist Seminary is there in Kansas City. That might not be a bad place too, especially if there's something like near. I don't know. I like those options. I'd like to be like further, not like in a big city personally, or like not too far from a big city, you know, like an hour, like if people had to fly or something. But it'd be fun to do. And I think I'm not talking anytime soon, you know, probably a year or 2 out, right? It'd be a while. But to plan and to really get stuff and you know, to figure out, especially if it was like a retreat center type thing where we could stay there, and there's also like a conference center and stuff like that. Because otherwise you're gonna have trouble with people coming and going and where to stay in hotels and, oh, you're over here and I'm over there and stuff like that. So figure out a good time to do that when it's not too hot, not too cold, and everything else. Brianna says currently in Washington, they're implementing some of the most heinous curriculum in our schools. Yay. That's so evil. Lots on the outskirts there. Yeah. Kansas City, that's not a bad idea. I'll have to note this. Caitlin, can you get to Kansas City? I don't know. Where in Texas are you, Caitlin? Yeah, Kong, you said Texas too. Where are you in Texas? I know Texas is big. Greenville, South Carolina Seminary. There's a good place there too. Yeah, Greenville, North Carolina, South Carolina. They've got a lot of good stuff also. So much of the eastern United States is still wooded. Of course, there's Asheville. That's pretty expensive though, probably. And a few other things. Let me adjust the mic here. There we go. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. New Orleans is the best place on earth to do conferences because of the vicinity to the hotels. That is, if you can get past the murderiness. It's true. Hopefully nobody will get murdered at the convention in a couple months for the SBC. We'll see. I won't make any jokes, so I'll just keep that inside. Oh, Caitlin's in Abilene. Cool. Could split the driving to KC. Okay. What church do you go to? I know a couple people in Abilene. Caitlin, if you don't mind sharing, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but Brian says yes, sir. Oh, with the curriculum. Yeah. I'll tell you, I mean, I promise I'm convinced rather that, I mean, there's just a handful of people, whatever the number is, more than a handful, probably several hundred people that just want to gaslight and lie and just shove as much heinous, godless nonsense down our throats. And, and they don't care. Right? They don't care. I mean, just look at what the president does most of the time, or the vice president, how she's not taken seriously. She just laughs at everything, or just news anchors, or just school boards, or people apologizing for the most ridiculous things. Because somebody else called them out and they're screaming and they're shouting, and, we care about the environment, but nobody goes to East Palestine in Ohio with the, chemical spill, 2 months ago now. And, these other stuff that's like, you don't care at all. Like, you absolutely don't care. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess it was a lab leak. Oh yeah, I guess the masks didn't really work. I guess, the social conditioning, the social problem, it probably wasn't the best idea. And you're like, wasn't the best idea. We knew this to begin with. And yet you lie and cheat and steal and crush people and fine people and arrest people. I mean, it's insane. I mean, Canada's so much worse. So much worse. Crazy. Caitlin says, Redeemer, Jason Gray, coolest Reformed Baptist church ever. Well, there you go. Very cool. I don't like murderiness. Kiana, you're just so picky. Don't be so picky. It's not a big deal. Just don't get murdered, okay? What did I say? Drop. I say. You did earlier too, Kiana. You must have earlier before you were here. Say congrats. This was the first comment. That's the beauty of like having a preview / live event. People can comment. But thank you again. I'll take the double congratulations. And it's not just me. Like I said a moment ago, it's everybody. It's you all. Kiana is a moderator for the channel as well, and she's on a lot. And she's got a life too, and doing stuff. And I'm thankful for her and meeting her and many other people as well, because that wouldn't have happened otherwise. Sure, in the new heavens and new earth, but now in this world, it would be impossible. But connecting with different people, I think, well, I won't get into it, but that's one thing I'm really thankful for with YouTube. If it's not as, glamorous and exciting, or paying all the bills and doing all the great stuff, or, blowing up or going viral or whatever, if that's not happening, which, let's be real here, most of us, that's not going to happen, doesn't happen, hasn't happened, may never happen, probably won't ever happen. But we're still connecting with people, real people, not bots, not Chinese bots or North Korean bots or Russian bots, programs and AIs and things like that, but actual people, actual Christians who are struggling with real things, real sin, having real marital problems, real school board meeting fights, problems with their neighbors, problems in their local church. And sometimes it's good to get out of your bubble, especially if you're in a smaller church or in your smaller area, and realize, oh, okay, there's other people. and there's other Christians, there's other people, there's other non-believers, there's other people who need Christ, and to kind of get back on and be encouraged and sharpen each other as iron sharpens iron, right? So let's see. All this month they have done canvassing on all the railroads. I don't know what that means. Is that about the East Palestine thing? Canvassing? There's been multiple train derailments. And it's one of those things like, and maybe you guys can chime in on this and we'll kind of wrap up, but that's the hard thing that I struggle with, that it's easy to get sucked into. And I don't watch cable news really at all. I mean, I'll get a snippet here and there on YouTube, or 1440 is an email, a newsletter from the news, but it's a news, but it's just news. It's not like commentary. And of course they're probably conservative because liberals, leftists don't care about the truth at all. It doesn't seem like, maybe they're not, but I I have a hunch they are. But it's not political at all. It's not right leaning or this and this and this. It's all just, here's the facts, which is really nice. And so it's hard to really gauge because we have such a narrow slice of reality. Like, it's just our life, like all of us. We have our family, our friends, church, maybe some people from high school, old long lost whatevers, maybe an old whatever fling girlfriend back before you were whatever, right? And there's people or people you've interacted with, and you've been shaped, good and bad and otherwise. And you only have so many friends and only so many like kind of slots in your mind for like fresh current people. And yet we kind of like, when the attention's turned on, well, like Trump being arrested or indicted, or I don't even know what happened with that. I don't think he actually got arrested, right? But it's all on this, and the Chinese spy balloon, right? What, a month or so ago, 6 weeks ago, and all these UFOs. It's just an unidentified flying object, UFO. But where are the UFOs now, right? Why are we talking about climate change here but not there? Why are we talking about this? And I feel like that with the train derailments or other things. It's like, is this always happening? Or fires? I was looking at that too, because you're like, okay, how many fires are there right now? Because there's these random fires. There's one in New York, one down in Florida. There's one over here in Mississippi. There's one over in, and you're like, because I'm convinced there is a level of malfeasance and domestic terrorists or whatever destroying food supply stuff. We see all sorts of, chicken and pig processing plants and stuff like that burning up, and just like randomly, right? That's been happening for a couple years now. And that's one of the ways to drive up costs of food, of course. And so, but has that always happened and we're just now focusing on it? Or is it like an uptick and that's why they're focusing on it? It's really weird. Anyway, our psychology and just kind of like mental whatever is pretty interesting. Hey brother, just saw this pop up. Congrats. Thank you. Glad to see people are watching the videos, getting sound doctrine from them. Yeah. Amen, brother. Jammy Starfish, thanks for coming by. Busy driving kids. Just wanted to drop in and say congratulations. Thank you. And I'll say this to the new people that just dropped those comments. It's not just me, right? It's the acceptance speech. I want to thank my producer. I want to thank my publicist and all the little people. This is my Oscar. You like that? It's not even the same color. The right color. But no, really, I mean, if nobody ever subscribed, then you're never going to get anywhere, right? Like, you have to have, if you had a restaurant or a church, or you write a book, I mean, whatever it is, you got to have people engage with it. People have to eat there. People have to go to the church, etc. So I am very thankful for you all who have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, you got to subscribe. I mean, it's all the rage. But also commented and have been sharpened and learned something, hopefully, and other things too. So that's it's not just me, which is good. Yeah, government has been looking at the condition of the railroads. Oh, first time in decades. Oh, I see. Well, that's good. I mean, again, I don't know the whole incident with East Palestine. I mean, definitely burning off all those chemicals like really seemed like a ridiculous, stupid thing to do. But what are you gonna do? The egg farm fires. Yeah, there was a ton of those. All those are Antifa attacks. I'm in Georgia, but nothing to see there. Yeah, I mean, there's chicken plants, The Antifa mob in Georgia was crazy. Didn't even get any attention. Yeah, that's true. Well, and that's the funny thing. Like even these autonomous zones, right? They had that. What was it? Chad? Was it Chad? Right in Seattle, like 2 years ago. uh, idiots. I just total idiots. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we got to be like more direct in our day. Sometimes, oh yeah, you Christian, you want to call people idiots? Like these. What are you supposed to call these people? They're not idiots. They're just. I don't know. Maybe it's too harsh, but it's just like, why, why? I don't know. But Atlanta, yeah, had an autonomous zone too, right? Chaz, what was it? I don't know. Drop it in the comments. Tell me. Um, I don't know how this conversation turned from congratulations and celebrating 1,000 subs to this. I'm in Colorado. Yeah, you're in Georgia. I was like, wait, you're in Georgia now? I thought you were in Colorado. So okay. But the Georgia junk. So there's crazy stuff going on in Colorado too. Chicano Knox, Bible Theory podcast. But Georgia was like that with The Walking Dead. Yeah, well, that's the problem. Even in California, I mean, there's druggies everywhere. They're just strung out. People are just worn out. They're just all high. I just watched a video of like multiple different thugs. I don't know. It kind of looked like the same guys. They had masks on, thinner guys, probably early 20s, maybe teens. And they were like jumping people and stealing stuff in broad daylight, just smashing windows, broad daylight, and just taking stuff out. There was even a car. There was one that were like, cars videoing another car, and this car pulls up, looks in the back, smashes the window. They're sitting in traffic. That's a popular thing to do in California. And literally smash and grab, stole some stuff, and then like got out and drove away. And it's like, it started with a woman going out to her car, and there's a homeless guy sleeping in her car. Another guy like walked by several parked cars, and there were just smashed windows that had already been broken into. It's just, I'm like, I texted a lot of my California friends. I'm like, not going back. Sorry, not going back. Still working and keeping all the college students in our congregation. Yeah. Yeah, Abilene's got a lot of Christian colleges. And there's a classical school that was started by a couple graduates of Southern Seminary I went to here in Kentucky. They went back down to West Texas. We've got some friends in West Texas, several friends in different parts of Texas, but Texas is big, right? They have an autonomous zone, Kiana. They do. I think Jason goes down there and gives them crypto indulgences to absolve of their climate sins. I think so, anyway. That's what I've heard. I read on Twitter. On Gab. Jason still never gave me his thoughts on Gab. I've talked to him like 10 times since then. I did a video on Gab, like about Gab. And I was talking about, it was two different like worlds. I had made a joke. I commented on a girl who had these like woke, she was having a problem with the woke band-aids. It was like kind of eye roll. And I was like, and I told this fake story, although it was kind of a real story, about blue band-aids and how the Smurfs, and I figured there were Smurfs that used to work there, but they don't work there anymore. And like literally hundreds of people, hundreds, I'm not kidding, like this tweet went viral for, a nobody like me. And like some people, like lots of people liked it, but a lot of people were like, this just shows how inconsiderate the average conservative goes through life. How clueless, how this, how that. You're just showing, why do you care? Why racism? Blah, 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 blah. You're a racist. You're a bigot. And I'm like, I didn't even say anything about the darker melanated band-aids. Like none of them ever match anybody's skin anyway. I've never put on a band-aid and be like, yes, this looks exactly like I'm not wearing a Band-Aid. It gets a freaking Band-Aid, right? Like, I don't. And then I went on the other side, and there was a Gab post, and it was like, and it showed different ethnicities, quote unquote. And this guy was commenting on, this post that had different dog breeds. And the guy was basically making fun of it and saying, we're not, there are different races, da, 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 da. And I went on there. I was like, no, there's just one race. Like, we're just human. There's different melanin. Sure, there's different features. We like different types of food. We speak different languages. But we're all still human. We can all still mix and procreate. And so, that caught fire. And there's like people with like literal swastikas in their posts. This is on Gab. And I'm like, okay, so this is what the soft people and the worried leftists and other, middle of the road big Eva folks are concerned with about Gab, is it has like the most wicked, wretched, deplorable idiots as well on the other side. I'm like, oh my goodness. And what's even worse, y'all, and it's been about an hour, I'll probably get out of your hair. What's even worse is so many of these people profess to be Christians. And you go on their page and it's like white pride, blah, 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 eugenics, this and this. And you're like, what the frick is wrong with you? Like, are you for real right now? And they never have pictures. They're always just like of them. It's some name, bubbly KKK or something like that. Like it's not a real guy, because you can't obviously speak like that in reality in public. Anyway, like I don't know. What are your thoughts on Federal Vision controversy and reemergence among conservative Christians? Pass. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't. I have a friend who likes Doug Wilson in some of his stuff, but not his other stuff. And my friend's like a super hardcore reformed guy, like super, super heady. They got like 20 kids. And I'm like, what, you don't like Doug Wilson? Like, and that was his problem with Doug Wilson, was the Federal Vision that came out several years ago. And I know Doug Wilson's changed his view on the Federal Vision, at least what he had from like 10, 20 years ago. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask him about it next time. I'm going to hopefully talk to Doug here in the next little bit. I'm not sure exactly when. I think over the summer. But I've talked to him a couple times and just did different stuff. But I'll talk to him. Maybe I'll just ask him directly, I guess, if there's time. I don't know. He's pretty booked on his schedule too. So I don't really have a good comment on that, to be honest. So you don't want me to have Band-Aids, Richard? Yeah, that's right, Kiana. You can't have Band-Aids. So I have to avoid getting murdered, and I can't even have a melanated Band-Aid. You're really a hater. It's true. Well, that was the funny thing. Like, I didn't say you can't at all. It was literally making a joke about blue Band-Aids. And like several people were like, don't you know that they're blue because it's food service? I'm like, of course. I said I worked at KFC and I saw them at other restaurants too. Like, I'm like, golly. And sometimes I responded to these people. A lot of times I didn't. Because I'm just like, so wait, do you not know it's a joke then? I guess, are they joking at my joke? There's this like 4D chess going on of like, there's this extra level of like satire that you're being satirical on my satire, which is making fun of this other thing. Anyway, I kind of made the joke of it in the sense of all they're doing is, Johnson and Johnson or whatever is just capitalizing on people. Oh, we're with you. And it does say like our brand or our time or something like that. And then I remember like I've seen different pigmented brown colored Band-Aids like in the past. Like this isn't new, but people sadly just fall for it. So that was my other pushback on it. Yeah, I mean, have whatever Band-Aids you want. I mean, we have Star Wars Band-Aids, Peppa Pig Band-Aids, Marvel Band-Aids, right? Nobody's skin color is Darth Vader, right? Like, it's just, don't try to hide your Band-Aid bigotry. It's true. We just have all, hey, that's Jenny's. Hi, Jenny. Or maybe it's not. The kids use my wife's YouTube. I bet it's not I bet it's not Jenny. I bet it's one of the kids. That's funny. She's got an account called Couponing Junk. Because if you have to give your email to somebody, and she like gets like free coupons and stuff like that, so she'll give them that email, not her regular email. And the kids will play YouTube through that account, so it doesn't bog down her regular account. That's really funny. I'm gonna say hi. That's cool, Caitlin. I've been thinking about joining the college ministry at our church. Do it. Go back to school, Kiana. Do it. Go get another degree. Go get a PhD. And then be in the college ministry and be like, I'm still in college? What? That'd be funny. That'd be really funny. That'd be a funny Christian movie. You could do it. If you had talented people, you could do it. Like somebody's getting like a doctorate in theology, but he's like not the brightest, but he's dumb, but he's not dumb. And he goes to like the college ministry. That'd be funny. Maybe just a short. I don't know. Anyway, that's it, y'all. Hello, it's just me. Oh. Oops. Well, that's it. Anybody else have anything? Want to say anything? This is how I end most of most of the services at church. It's like a couple announcements, and then it's like, anything else? All right, let's read some scripture and pray. But no, it's not. Tell you what, that reminds me. Normally I have some Bible. Let's do some Bible. Why not? No, a volunteer. No, I know. No, I'm thinking about PhD in something, but I want to collect the last gown and hat. Yeah, do it. I have aspirations for more education myself. I don't have any money for it unless somebody wants to buy me a coffee, which you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Richard T. Henry. I'll put it in the description there. But there it is there. What was I going to do? Oh, that's what I was going to read scripture. This is one of my, I say this all the time, especially in the pulpit, one of my most favorite passages. But it really is, though, in the sense of just really just like the fully orbed, kind of robust understanding of Christ and us and just everything. Hebrews 4. Let us therefore to strive to enter that rest, so that no one may fall by the same sort of disobedience. For the word of God is living and active and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing to the division of soul and spirit, of joints and marrow, discerning the thoughts and intentions of the heart. And no creature is hidden from his sight. It's interesting. The word of God there, word is their logos, which is the same word we see in John 1:1 and 14. That's usually, the word of God talking about the Bible. Now, I think it is, but what's interesting, if you take the direct, and I'm not a Greek scholar by any means, but if you take the context, it says no creature is hidden from his sight. The word could also easily be Christ here. So if you read it slightly different or in that way, for the Christ of God is living and active and sharper than a two-edged sword, piercing to division of soul and spirit, joints and marrow, discerning the thoughts and intentions of the heart. That's even more personal than the Bible. Not to say it's not the Bible, because usually that's how it's preached. I've preached it that way. Most guys take it that way. But I did, in studying this a while back, I came across that. No creature is hidden from his sight. See how it says his? It makes the possessive the pronoun. But all are naked and exposed to the eyes of him who we must give an account. Verse 14, since then we have a great high priest, talking about Jesus, right? Who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God. Let us hold fast our confession. Oh, this is good. Let this sink in, folks. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need. That is amazing. It is so good. Y'all have a good rest of your night. You have anything else, drop it in the comments. If you want to support me on Buy Me a Coffee, please do. buymeacoffee.com/Richard T. Henry. But draw near to the throne of grace. Go to your Lord with confidence. With confidence. Let us with confidence draw near to the throne of grace. Not groveling, not begging, not knowing we're wicked sinners and we're still in our sin. No, there's no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. So if there's ever a quiz, somebody has to ask you, you're sitting around the dinner table, and they say, what's Richard Henry's favorite book? You say Hebrews, because that's the answer. That's not going to happen. Don't worry. Y'all have a good night. It's been a pleasure. It really has. Thank you for subscribing. And if you have not, you're somehow watching this and you haven't subscribed, You need to, because that's what I command. And that's all there is to it. So y'all have a good night. Be against the world, for the world. We'll see you.